and welcome everybody. It is I, your host, Captain Boring. Thank you so much for being here. This is your 10-minute sports report. Do like and share and subscribe on that YouTube button below. We have gained some new subscribers over the weekend, so thank you for being here. If you've come for the 10-minute sports report, that's great. If you've come for an all-new episode of the 4th and 1 podcast, that will be coming later this week. And if you've come for streaming, go follow me on Twitch, Captain Boring 11. And that's the best way to follow me on there. As of right now, until I build up an audience, I've stopped downloading the Twitch streams onto the YouTube channel. It's just a whole lot of editing right now for as little viewership as I've been getting. So if that's what you've come for, that's great. I will... but you'll just have to make that note. So anyway, comment down below. Happy Monday, all. It is a great Monday. Let's just jump in and get started on your 10-minute sports report. Lots to go over. Alrighty, let's start with college football. Johnny Manziel has come out in defense of Reggie Bush and will skip the Heisman ceremony from now on until the Heisman committee, or whatever it is called, returns the former USC Stars running back Heisman, which they stripped of him in 20. Johnny Manziel is the Heisman is the 2012 Heisman winner. The NCAA stripped Reggie Bush of his Heisman in 2010. He says it just doesn't sit right with it. It is my strong belief that I won the Heisman Trophy solely due to my hard work and dedication on the football field, and it is also my firm belief that my record should be reinstated. That's Reggie Bush. Here's the deal. Me and not CFB3 got into an argument over text message because I'm of the mindset Reggie Bush basically signed an NIL deal with an agent. His agent bought his parents a condo in Los Angeles for him to sign with USC. He also took favors. There may be cash involved. Johnny Manziel also did this, just didn't get caught. So Johnny is backing up Reggie. I say NIL's now allowed. Kids are getting paid. Return Reggie Bush. And Robert's argument is if you go to jail and then they reverse the crime, you still are in jail. And I say, well, no, if they reverse it, they reverse what was law and they'll let you out. And he's like, but they shouldn't give you it back. So we've come to the agreement that they should reinstate him as a Heisman winner, the 2005 Heisman winner, 2006 Heisman winner, but not give him his trophy back. I still think he should get his trophy back. He basically was doing NIL before anyone else was. All these college kids was doing NIL before NIL was legal. Give Reggie Bush his Heisman trophy back. Johnny Manziel, I think you're doing the right thing here. Alrighty, from the NCLL is just in the habit of taking L's. So Johnny Manziel trying to jump and make them really NCLL. Well, in their most recent court loss over NIL in terms of the Tennessee program, Tennessee sued them and won. The NCLL has stopped its investigation into booster back collectives or other third party making name, image, likeness compensation deals with Division I athletes. That is not what we need. In a letter to member schools Friday, NCLL President Charlie Baker said the Division I Board of Directors directed the enforcement staff to, quote, pause and not begin investigation involving third-party participations in NIL-related activities. So basically, your decision for not enforcing penalties and then making up penalties after the fact is just to not enforce any penalties at all. That's not what we need. We need the investigation. You just got to do it quicker. There's got to be better rules about it, clear and decisive rules, and you can't go switching the rules and then delivering punishment. If you're going to switch the rules, that's fine, but then the rules are in effect as of, March 2nd, and they're not retroactive. They're only forward active. You can't make a March 2nd rule for something that was legal on November 12th and punish the people who broke the rules on November 12th when it wasn't even a rule. NCLL, just be better. He went on to say there is no penalty for conduct that occurs consistent with the injunction while the injunction is in place, Baker wrote. I agree with this decision while the progress towards a long-term solution is underway and while we wait discussions with the attorney generals. With the attorney general, in circumstances that are less than ideal, this at least gives the membership notice of the board's direction related to enforcement. It does none of that. And this is while the progress towards a long-term solution is underway, ladies and gentlemen, that long-term solution is going to come about 3 years from now, in which NIL and rules and regulations and everything else and transfer portal and name, image, everything has changed 5 separate times. They are so out of touch. They need to be you know what? There needs to be a coup. Okay? There needs to be a coup, and we need to overthrow the NCLL. That's just what it is. So comment down below. Signing petition to overthrow NCLL. Yep. Alrighty. Now over to other football news. This is professional football. The Denver Broncos have decided to cut Russell Wilson, and that might be shocking in and of itself because Russell Wilson is a one-time Super Bowl champion. And he's a Super Bowl champion. He is a 9-time Pro Bowl quarterback. And the Denver Broncos are going to release him. They traded for him 2 off seasons ago, gave up a haul for that, signed him to a $235 million huge guarantee contract, $242.6 million deal. But here's the shocking news. They will take on a record $85 million in dead cap money, which means they're still going to pay Russell Wilson $85 million to not be a part of his team, to not be a part of the Denver Broncos, and there's nothing they can do. That they can't pay him $85 million now and then have that money later. That's just not how it works. How the NFL cap works is you get so say they're giving Russell Wilson $42.5 million a year. So that's $42.5 million that goes into their budget this year and next year. There's no way to get that off the books. Even if they pay him all $85 million right now, that's not how that works. They will not. So say the cap is going up. It's going to be $255 million, something like that. And again, I'm just breaking it in half. $42.5 million of the $255 will be Russell Wilson's, even though he's not on the team. It will be designated for Russell Wilson, and so they'll be down to $213 million. Basically, they're basically handicapping themselves, but they're saying in order to move on in the future, draft a quarterback, we need him to come off the books ASAP. From being cut and still getting paid, Mike Evans is not getting cut and getting paid. He agrees to a 2-year, $52 million contract extension with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That includes $35 million guaranteed. Evans, who was set to enter free agency next week, now has a real chance to start and finish his career in Tampa and be a Buck for life. Fire them cannons, Evans posted in an Instagram post. He has been one of the top wide receivers. He reached the 1,000 mark receiving for a 10th straight season. That is an NFL record to start a career just one shy of Hall of Famer Jerry Rice's overall record of 11. And finally, a sad day in Philadelphia as one of their captains and lifelong Eagle will retire as an Eagle. Center Jason Kelce had a tearful goodbye after 13 seasons. He made 6 All-Pro teams and 7 Pro Bowls in his illustrious 36-year career. The 6th overall pick selected in the 2011 NFL draft. Played all 13-year careers, retiring at 36. He was named to 7 Pro Bowls in 13 seasons, 6 of them all first team All Pro. It has always been a goal of mine to play my whole career in one city. I couldn't have dreamt a better one if I tried. Since the merger in 1970, he is the only center who has won a Super Bowl and earned first team All Pro honors 6 times. Alrighty, let's jump on over to the NBA schedule and standings and get you all caught up. Cleveland visited Detroit and they stay hot. They beat Detroit on Friday 110-100. Philadelphia went to Charlotte and got a much needed win behind 33 points from Tyrese Maxey, 121-114. Boston is the hottest team right now in the world, I'm pretty sure. They went to Dallas on Friday, and there'll be more Boston in just a minute, and they just beat down Dallas 138-110. Golden State visited Toronto and got a 122-105 win. Meanwhile, Milwaukee made it 5 straight on Friday, beating the Chicago Bulls 113-97. The Clippers also stay hot, beating the lowly Washington Wizards, last place in the entire league, 140-115. On Saturday night, LeBron James became the first ever player to score 40,000 career points. He was already the NBA's leading scorer of all time. He is just increasing that league and first ever with 40,000 points. However, he did that in a loss. Denver took over late. They've also won 5 straight now. They beat the Lakers 124-114. Meanwhile, Miami stays hot and continues to climb the Eastern Conference 126-120. On Sunday, Philadelphia went to Dallas, and they kind of stay hot. Dallas is falling back. They beat Dallas behind 28 points from Tobias Harris. 120-116, and then Boston is ridiculous right now. They beat Golden State 140-88. They're the only team since the merger or some ridiculous stat to beat 3 teams in the same season by 50 points. The LA Clippers went to at the time, the first seed in Minnesota Timberwolves and beat them 89-88 on the road. So the LA Clippers stay hot. New York went to Cleveland and got a dub 107-98 behind 28 points from Dante DiVincenzo. And then with the Minnesota loss, Oklahoma went to Phoenix and got a 118-110 win behind 35 points from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and they are now the top team in the Western Conference. Tonight, Monday, the Clippers and the Bucks, both on winning streaks, will face off tonight. And then at 10:30, the first place Oklahoma City Thunder go to Los Angeles and take on the Lakers, who are hot despite that loss most recently. So a lot going on in the NBA right now. Standings-wise, for all of those wondering, the Boston Celtics, 11 straight, 10-0 in their last 10 games. Obviously, 8.5 games ahead of the Milwaukee Bucks, who have won 5 straight and who are 7-3. Then it's 9 games back, Cleveland Cavaliers, who are 5-5. Then the New York Knicks are 12.5 back, 3-7. The Philadelphia 76ers, 2-game winning streak, 5-5. The Orlando Magic are hot right now, 13.5 games back, 3-game winning streak, 8-2. Miami Heat, 14 games back, 8-2 right now. And then it's Pacers 15, Chicago Bulls 20, Atlanta 22. So Boston is running away with the East, and they are the hottest team. 11-game win streak, 10-0, 8.5 games back. West is a whole nother story. Oklahoma City Thunder, 7-3. They won their last time out. Half game lead, though, over the Timberwolves, 7-3. The Nuggets, 7-3, half game out. But the Nuggets have won 6 straight. The Clippers, 2.5 games back of first place. 5-5, 2-game winning streak. Pelicans, 6.5 back. Kings, 7.5 back. Suns, 7.5 back. The Suns, the Mavericks, the Warriors, the Lakers, they've all are on losing streak. And back from first place are in order are 7.5, 8.5, 10, and 10. So the West is so tight right now, 5 through 10. The 5 through 10 is only separated by 3.5 games, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a wild finish. All right, NHL schedule coming at you here. And I said I wanted to cover the top teams in the standings. Here's the deal. I didn't prepare, and so I wasn't prepared to do this. So I'm kind of BSing through it right now. On Friday, Philadelphia is currently third in the Metropolitan, so they would get an automatic in. They went to Washington and lost 5-2. Arizona and Ottawa both are just not good, so we don't got to do anything with Arizona and Iowa. Alrighty, Saturday, Edmonton went to Seattle, got a 2-1 victory. Colorado went to Nashville and just got the brakes blown off of them, 5-1. Those are 2 top teams. Vegas went to Buffalo and got the brakes blown off them worse than Colorado did, 7-2. New York Rangers took on the Toronto Maple Leafs and lost in a 4-3 shootout. Montreal went to Tampa Bay and lost in a 4-3 shootout. Ottawa went to Philadelphia, got and lost 4-2. Boston went to New York, the Islanders, and lost 5-1. Wow, a lot of top teams losing. Pittsburgh went to Calgary and lost 4-3 as well. That was Saturday. Sunday, let's tune in here. Winnipeg went to Buffalo and got a 5-2 win. Wow, Canada's doing really well. Pittsburgh went to Edmonton and doors blown off again, 6-1. Vancouver went to Anaheim, got a 2-1 victory. San Jose went to Minnesota and got a 4-3 loss. I should really look at the scores before I introduce it, but that's okay. Tonight, Chicago, the Blackhawks visit the Avalanche in Colorado. Seattle travels to Calgary. Florida travels to New York. Boston travels to Toronto. Wow, great night of hockey from what I understand. Florida travels to the Rangers. St. Louis travels to Philadelphia. Again, those are all top teams because, there we go. The Florida Panthers lead the Eastern Conference Atlantic Division with 86 points, 9-1, 4-game winning streak. Then it's the Bruins, 84 points, 3-2-5. Toronto Maple Leafs, 78 points, 9-1-0, 2-game winning streak there. Metropolitan, the Rangers sit atop that division, 84 points, 8-1-1. The Hurricanes, 78 points, 6-3-1. The Flyers, 71 points, 5-4-1. The Islanders, 66 points, 5-3-2 on a 3-game winning streak. Western Conference Central Division, new leader in the house. That's the Winnipeg Jets with 83 points, 8-2-0 in their last 10, 2-game winning streak. Dallas Stars also with 83 points, 4-3-3, 2-game winning streak. The Colorado Avalanche now in third, 79 points, 5-4-1. Nashville Predators, they got to be careful of them sneaking. They got 72 points, 8-game winning streak, 8-2-0. In the Pacific, the Canucks, 85 points, 4-5-1. Edmonton Oilers, 76 points, 6-3-1. The Vegas Golden Knights have got to pick it up, have lost 2 straight, 73 points, 6-3-1. Kings are right behind them with 72 points, 7-3-0, 2-game winning streak. The Calgary Flames, 65 points, 5-game winning streak, 7-3-0. In the wild card, so you already know your division leaders. The East wild card are the Red Wings with 72 points, the Lightning with 72 points, then the Islanders have 66, and the Capitals have 65. Okay, so there's a little bit of space in the East. West, kind of the same now. LA Kings 72 points, Predators 72 points, Flames and Blues each have 65, and then the Wild have 64, with the Kraken sitting at 63. So still enough time if you put together a little run. However, the hot teams right now, the Predators, the Flames, the Oilers, the New York Islanders have won 3 straight, and the Florida Panthers. You want to have this little win streak right before the run into the playoffs, so you are hot all the way through. I have taken up far more than 10 minutes of your time, as this is now your 20-minute sports report. Thank you all for being here. I pray God blesses you. You know that God loves you. Wash those hands, you filthy animals. We'll be back later this week. Thank you for subscribing. Go share with all your family and friends. Follow me on Instagram at 4th and 1 Podcast. All the words spelled out. 4th and 1 Podcast. Until next time, bye-bye. See you later.